Hello, everybody.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to another fucking episode. All right. So today we're going to do Am I the Asshole? We want to keep it light. I feel like the last couple episodes we had were a little too intense. So let's keep this one fun, light, and we want to make you guys laugh. So I'm here for it.
Okay. First one is, am I the asshole for not making food for my dad's stepkids? I, 16 male, make my own lunch for school. I started making them when I was 11. I started making my own lunches when I was 11, and my mom was sick with cancer, and now I make all my lunches.
Aww.
My dad refuses to give me lunch money for school, said no way in hell to making them. Mom made his, and now he pays for lunch every day and doesn't want to give me permission to eat outside school, which is an option with parents' consent, because he'd need to pay for that. So I make them. I work part-time, and so I started paying for the ingredients that I use in my lunches. Well, I was a very responsible kid.
Seriously.
My dad got married 2-ish years ago. His wife has 3 kids who are 5, 7, and 8 now. For about a year, there's been the issue where my dad and his wife want me to make all 4 lunches. They said if I'm making my own, I should make my siblings, and I say siblings in quotes because they're not my siblings, lunches as well, to save their mom time and to streamline everything. I was like, no, and my dad's wife was shocked. She called me out for making stuff only for myself. She said it's crazy that I would look at my siblings and not want to make a few things for them too. It escalated to where they said I shouldn't get to eat their dinners if I won't participate in taking care of the family. So I buy my own dinner stuff now and make my own. Now they're calling me out for doing that. They said I could make dinner for all 4 of us, and then we could eat dinner earlier, and my dad said his wife could do something else. My dad's wife didn't make lunches for her kids on several occasions to try to make me relent. Their teachers ended up feeding them and writing to her about it. She was super pissed and asked me if I was ashamed. I told her they're her kids and her problem, not mine. I also suggested she take it up with my dad if she's unhappy and wants help feeding her kids, because it's not my job. She said if dad won't feed me, he won't feed her kids. I shrugged her off. Monday was a big day in all of this. I was home for hours alone and made a nice dinner. I was eating when my dad's wife came home with her kids who were hungry, and she exploded on me and asked if I'd make the kids dinner. I said no. She demanded to make it up to them. I make them lunch for Tuesday, which meant yesterday, and I said no. She called me a bunch of names and told me she fucking hates me because I'm supposed to be a decent kid, and yet I won't help feed her kids, and it's not how you treat family. I told her because it's not my job and we're not family. I pointed out she married a guy who isn't a good dad to his own kid, and how her only interactions with said kid were attempting to dump responsibility onto me. So she really has no reason to think I owe her anything, which of course led her to calling me all kinds of things, including an ass. Am I the asshole?
No, absolutely
No.
not. Oh my
You're
God.
16. It's not your responsibility to make food for your dad's new wife's kids, who are not, quite frankly, they are your step siblings, which, okay, step siblings are not.
Either way, they
Right,
become
doesn't
siblings.
matter.
It doesn't matter. The point is that it's not his responsibility to.
He's the kid too.
Yeah, and it's so fucked up that the dad, now that he's remarried, is like, oh no, now you're gonna do for this family, as if this isn't a kid still.
That's like me and you having a baby together and then expecting Eliza, who is self-sufficient, to make our kid food.
Yeah.
Like what? You can't make food on your own?
No, absolutely not. Make them responsible. Because you know what happens too, babe, is like once you give them that responsibility, let's say he says, okay, what's next?
Right.
Oh, now you're going to watch them. Now you're going to do this. Now you're going to do that.
And I'm sure he would have maybe chipped in a little bit had they not told him he should do it and put all that pressure on him.
Right. Like, it's already enough as a kid. He already lost his mom to fucking cancer.
Right.
You know, he went from somebody taking care of him to now he doesn't have anybody to take care of him because his dad's basically giving him the fucking, what is it, cold shoulder.
Right.
Just treating him like shit. And then you have the stepmom who's putting her responsibilities onto him.
Stepmom sounds like a cunt.
For real.
To be quite honest.
And the dad needs to step your fucking game up, homie. If you're somebody disrespects your fucking blood like that, they get the fucking boot. That's if Tori ever disrespected my kids in any type of fucking way, she wouldn't be sitting next to me right now. Like, there's no fucking way. I don't understand parents who allow their partners,
strangers,
exactly, to be to treat their kids like shit.
And that's the thing. At the end of the day, and this is why I am the way that I am with your kids, is at the end of the day, I love them. They love me. But if you and I broke up tomorrow, I would be nothing to them.
Right. You wouldn't. You really wouldn't.
And I guess that's, I have that outlook because, yeah, maybe I'd still keep in touch here and there, but eventually it would fade. Because you might move on. I might move on. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's just the reality of the situation.
Right. No, it's true.
So, like, I've seen it in my own experience. That's the step-parent dynamic. Now, obviously, is that happening with us? No, those kids are gonna wipe my 80-year-old ass when I need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be like a third parent to them.
Right.
Absolutely. But if we were to break up, I am nobody to them.
You aren't. That's true.
I mean,
they love you and all, but
I'm somebody they'll miss.
Right.
They're somebody I would miss. They're somebody who would make a big impact, who had made a big impact in my life, and vice versa.
Right.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah.
But that lineage and whatever, it's done. There's no more connecting us.
Exactly. No, I hear you.
You know? And so you better stay in your fucking lane as a step parent. Like, talking shit to your step kid is not fucking cool.
No, it's not. And they're a fucking kid. It's like, have some sort of heart to know that this kid has gone through enough, and the last thing he needs to do is take care of your fucking kids.
And not to mention, they just sound very abusive. Like, oh, fine, then I guess we're not going to feed you dinner. I'm sorry, that's not a negotiable thing.
And that fucking backfired.
Yeah, because he was like,
all right, I'll do it. And then, oh no, so if you're going to cook for yourself, you're going to cook for all of us. Oh, what, didn't work for you?
So what do they want him to be? Like Cinderella? Just,
yeah, pretty much.
Making food for everybody? Like Harry Potter? Do you want to put him in the cupboard under the fucking stairs?
I wouldn't be surprised if they tried.
Like, he's 16. He can fend for himself. Just because he can fend for himself doesn't mean he needs to fend for everybody else.
Right.
You know what I mean? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, I hate that. Like, Liza has a little bit more awareness than Ryan about certain things.
Right, yeah.
But I don't like throwing all the responsibility on her just because of that.
Right.
Okay, yeah, these kids are 5 and 7, so it's not like you can teach them. You can teach them some things. Like, you can teach a 7-year-old how to make themselves a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Absolutely.
100% you can.
Absolutely. No, you really can. And they'll be just fine.
Absolutely.
It might not come out perfect, but they'll know
there might
responsibility.
Be a mess.
Exactly.
Right.
There's going to probably be a mess, whatever it is, but you teach them responsibility at the end of the day.
Are they going to make their lunch every single day? No. But what do you got? Another 4 or 5 years with your kids before they can make their own lunch? Like, what, 10, 11? They probably could make, like, my nieces are 8. They make their own lunch. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So they don't have that much longer before they're able to do it themselves. So you can't make their lunch? What are you doing?
Like, she as a mom to leave your kids to go to school without food, and the teachers have to feed your children.
Right.
So it's like, if he's not going to do it, nobody's going to do
it.
Like,
well, that's another abusive part. So because you're on strike and you want to prove a point to the 16-year-old, you're going to let your 5 and 7-year-olds
and 8-year-old
go hungry throughout the day to the point where the teacher has to reach out to you. I think CPS needs to be called.
I was just going to say that, babe. I think they need to call CPS. That's neglect.
Yeah, that's not okay. That is mental warfare. You don't fucking let your kids go. You know who went to jail for that? That YouTube lady who was abusing her kids. Oh, she would literally punish them with like taking meals away from them. That's abuse. You can't. That's not a punishment. Oh, now you don't have dinner.
Yeah.
What?
I know. It's sickening.
Unless
it's sickening.
Unless the kid is like being a brat about food, like, no, I refuse to eat this, and you're you just slaved over a stove. Fine, then go to bed hungry or have some cereal.
Yeah, figure it out. Absolutely. That I get.
Fine.
But to be like, oh, okay, you're not going to make food for my kids? Well, I guess they're going to go to school hungry. What do you mean?
Right. To use your kids as a pawn to make a point to the 16-year-old, that's abuse.
That's abuse.
On so many different levels. I'd love to get their name. I'm a mandated reporter, sir. So I should be reporting you and your family. I should be reporting your stepmom to CPS because she's abusing her children.
You, my friend, are not the asshole, and don't ever let anybody make you feel like you are, because you're an incredible kid, I'm sure, and you keep doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. And just to give somebody wrote, you're a minor and he is required to feed, clothe, and house you. He's neglecting you and CPS should be notified.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so clearly I hope somebody found out who this person is so they can genuinely notify CPS.
It's wild to me that the teachers had this issue and they haven't said anything to CPS. Unless they did, and this isn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they...
Right, because you're supposed to.
They're
right?
mandated reporters. Yeah, they could get in trouble. Am I the asshole for telling my mom to get a job just like everyone else?
Okay, this one's funny.
I'm 34, female. My mom is 59, female. She hasn't worked for the last 30 years.
Oh my God.
When we were little, Dad worked, and she was a stay-at-home mom. She refused to work even when we were older. I remember my parents fighting about it. After the divorce, Mom remarried almost instantly and relied on her much older husband, who died last year, leaving everything for his adult kids and almost nothing for her. After the death of her second husband, Mom moved in with my brother and his wife. She was supposed to look after their kids while they work. This didn't work out, and they're kicking her out, which is totally my mom's fault. I told her multiple times this would happen if she continued to act like she did. She was extremely mean to my sister-in-law, tried to run their household, acted like a queen, refused to watch the kids full time, which was their original agreement. She wouldn't change diapers, and she was hoping the sister-in-law would be back to change a diaper. But then that resulted in the baby getting a nasty rash. So like she refused to change the diaper. Now she wants to move in with me. She's claiming she'd help the kid I have, who is 2. I told her no. I saw what happened to my brother and sister-in-law. You caused major issues in their marriage, and I will not risk it. After all, you always told us adult children should never live with their parents. Yes, we were both kicked out at 18, right after we finished school. Wow, so she kicked them out.
Wow.
At 18. Like you and
Which
I always...
is fine. Okay,
right.
You want your kids to be independent, and...
I wouldn't say, okay, you're 18, get the fuck out.
No, I wouldn't
I would
either.
say, all right, you're 18, go explore. It's time to like...
You're 18. You're supposed to be, in my opinion, I want my kids to go to college.
Right.
I want them to set a goal for themselves, set a life for themselves, be go-getters. I don't need them being couch potatoes and thinking that mommy are going to take care of them forever. That's not happening.
Right. So she calls her mom out. She starts crying, saying she doesn't have anywhere to go, guilt tripping. I told her neither did I when she kicked me out at 18 and I went to live on my friend's couch, but I worked and eventually rented a room, so I guess that's what she should do. That's what everyone else does. She asked me to at least pay her rent until she gets back on her feet. I said, no, you're a healthy working age person. You should not be freeloading.
Good for her.
That's exactly what she told me when I was 18.
Wow. Used her own words against her. I like this girl, not gonna lie.
We had a very big fight, but I refused to let her move in or give her money. I'm sure she should still have some from her inheritance. I know for a fact my brother gave her money, so I didn't feel guilty. Now multiple relatives are texting me basically saying me and my sister-in-law are horrible people. Mom's dead husband's son called to scold me, telling me my mom is my responsibility and not theirs, so I should do what's right. I don't feel guilty, but perhaps that's what makes me the asshole. Am I? I do feel bad about people claiming I'm a bad daughter, mainly because my mother was never a model mom herself. She never put her kids first and was generally disinterested in us until she needed something. This mom sounds like a narcissist.
I don't think she's an asshole.
No. I think this is how it goes. I mean, your mom did the same thing to you. Why should you? Like my mom, if my mom came to my door right now and was like, I need help, I'd help her. Yeah. Because all she's ever done is help me.
And not only that, but the last thing your mom would do is show up at her door asking for help.
Right.
Because she's that type of person. She'll hold down 3 jobs if she has to survive. Like the woman will do it, prove to people that she could do it on her own.
Right. Which is more of a reason why I would help my mom.
Right.
Because I know.
No, absolutely. God forbid our parents need us. We will help
this
them.
woman sounds like she wanted to leech off of every single person that she married, get the most out of them.
Yeah.
Have nothing for herself.
Yeah.
She really thought she was going to be left an inheritance. Oops, sorry. That person that died actually cares about their children and left the inheritance to their children and barely anything to you. And now you're in dire straits. Well, sucks to suck.
Sucks to suck.
Exactly. Should have established something for yourself. I don't know. You shouldn't have kicked your kids out at 18 and told them to go couch surf.
I could never imagine kicking my kids out and being like, "That's not go figure it out."
Right?
Fuck no. Are you crazy?
What we're gonna do is say, "Hey, we encourage you to go away to college and go live on campus,
live that college experience."
Right. Even if you're an hour or 2 away, go do that so you can have that experience.
Right. I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I want them to both have that freedom. But even before they turn 18, I will always teach my kids, like they talk about it now. I want them to get jobs as soon as they're legal enough to get the jobs. Like I want them to know what it's like to work their ass off for $1 and how hard it is to fucking make that money. And when you spend it, it goes fucking quick. I think that's an important lesson for kids.
Yeah.
But for me to ever tell my kids, all right, you're 18, pack your shit, get the fuck out. That's not happening.
Yeah.
I mean, if they don't have anything set for themselves.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That sounds
and even if my kids did have something set for themselves, but they were like, hey mom, are you guys okay with me staying here for a couple of years just so I can save money? I'd be okay with that too. At least I know that my kid is working their ass off to get what they want. There's a difference. Not mooching. That's not happening. So now this mom wants to be a fucking moocher. And then everybody wants to blame the son and daughter about being bad kids. Bullshit.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think that a good parent does that to their kids. You want to have the balance of teaching them independence, but also knowing that they have a cushion to land on if they end up in a shit situation.
Right.
Like when my mom wasn't kicked out, but when she moved out, my nanny told her, once you're out, you don't come back. My mom made it a point to tell me and Dina, when I moved here to Connecticut, she said to me, I need you to know that if ever you run into trouble, you always have a place to stay with me. You know, you, Jaylon, whoever, it doesn't matter. Just know that you are not alone or trapped or whatever. Right. You know?
Yeah, because you have an amazing mom.
Right.
Shout out to Mama Deb.
Because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to push them out of the nest like the mama bird pushes the baby birds out of the nest so that they can learn to fly.
But in a healthy way.
Right. But when there's predator, you don't push them out toward predators or toward danger. You push them out knowing that they're going to be okay. And if ever they're not, you're watching and you can go and help them.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
That's how they learn to fly. Mm-hmm. You know, like teaching them skills that are life skills that are going to help them.
Right.
Absolutely.
Life. No, I don't think she was an asshole at all. And I don't think that she needs people telling her she's an asshole. First of all, those other kids now, the stepdad's kids, I'm guessing they're trying to take care of her too.
Yeah, but they're only mad because they don't want the burden of having to take care of her, and they're probably too nice to turn her away. And she was probably nicer to the stepkids than she was her own kids.
I'm sure.
Because moms like this, we all know it's the same fucking playbook. Narcissistic moms do what they gotta do, you know?
Yeah.
So she was probably nicer to the stepkids. Well, you're the dumbass that took her in. That ain't got shit to do with me.
Way. And the fact that she made a deal with her other son and his wife to take care of the kids,
didn't follow through,
but then expected them to still take care of her.
And caused a bunch of shit.
Yeah, no.
This mom sounds toxic. Fuck you.
All the way up the butthole with no loop.
Am I the asshole for wanting to be backstage mom at my stepdaughter's dance recital during her mom's custodial time?
Oh, God.
I've been taking my 9-year-old stepdaughter to dance classes for 4 years. I drive her every week. My husband, her dad, and I pay for every single fee associated with her dance school. This year, her end-of-year recital lands on her mother's custodial time. Her mom has committed to taking her to the show. I volunteered to be the backstage parent, managing the class backstage when they're not performing, blah, blah, blah. I did this for the last 2 recitals, and my stepdaughter loves having me there to hang out and support her. The dance school reached out yesterday to tell me that my stepdaughter's mother asked them to remove me as a backstage parent and put her in. They agreed to do it without discussing it with me first because she basically told them it was her custodial right. To be clear, nothing in their court order says anything that would prevent me from being able to be around her even when she's not in dad's custody. Mom and I have a history of high conflict. I believe she's trying to remove me because she doesn't want me spending any extra quality time with her daughter. She simply hates me and my husband. If you're wondering, I have nothing to do with why she and my husband never worked out. I could bow out and accept this because I'm not the biological parent, but it breaks my heart because I love being there and dance is my thing with my stepdaughter. Would I be the asshole if I reminded the school who their paying customer is and asked them to go back on the decision and advocate for me? I want to fight back and give them all the context so they can understand why I have the right to be there, but I also don't want more conflict with mom, who would be upset if the school had my back. If you're wondering, I don't think she would go to the lengths of not taking her to the recital over this because she has to know that that would be devastating to her daughter, who's worked hard to prepare for her performance. I'm not sure what the best way for all of this to play out would be. Thank you so much for your judgment. I'm all ears.
Okay, I don't think she's an asshole. But if you think, it says there at the end, you said that she doesn't think that she would pull her daughter from dance because that would hurt her kid. I mean,
but you never know.
You never know. I mean, she's pulling you away from her daughter, and her daughter clearly seems to love you.
And clearly there's a reason why. She sounds like a spiteful cunt.
Yeah.
First and foremost, you have a history of high conflict with her. She doesn't sound like she actually wants to be there for her daughter. She just sounds like she's using that as an excuse to get to you. Mm-hmm. Like, because if that was the case, then she would have been the backstage manager the last 2 years. But you did it, right? So, plus you take her to all the practices or rehearsals and you guys pay for it. Doesn't sound like the mom really gives a shit about her daughter's dance.
No. And you know what I can't stand? These fucking parents who freaking hate these step parents who are now in their children's lives, who actually love their fucking kids.
Yeah.
Stop being fucking spiteful and appreciate that you actually have a good human around your child. As much as you probably don't fucking like it, you have somebody who fucking loves your kids and respects them and cherishes them. Because good luck finding somebody else who would probably abuse them, fuck with your head to abuse them in all kinds of ways. So you should be counting your fucking lucky stars on that one, because there's not a lot of good humans out here. And then when you find one, appreciate it.
Right.
Because your kid's safety is important. And if that kid is being taken care of, that's what you should appreciate. Not that you're being a petty little bitch because you just are. And now you want to just stop and tell people, oh no, I'm going to be the backstage mom. Get the fuck out of here. Since when?
Right. And these insecure parents who think the step parent is not there to take your place. First of all, if you suck as a parent, it's just going to happen that way.
Right.
But the step parent is not there to take your place. They're there to be an extra adult in your child's life.
Right.
Right? So now your kid has you, their other parent, and an extra adult who cares about them, who's going to advocate and support them. That's an amazing fucking thing. If you're too insecure to understand that, that's a you problem, boo-boo. That's not the step parent's problem.
Absolutely.
Like, you have to ask yourself why you're so willing to make your child unhappy in order to fill your own ego. Mm-hmm. Like, why you would try to draw a wedge between the step parent and the child when the child clearly loves the step parent, sees that the step parent clearly loves them. Why would you try to take love away from your kid?
Right.
That's shit.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, if my ex found somebody, right, and I know that she might not like me for whatever reason, because I'm sure shit will be told in her head, but if I see that she loves my fucking kids and respects them, I'm not going to be petty.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be like, thank fucking God there's somebody in their life that really does love and care for them.
The only way that I could see you and me not liking that person would be if she was talking shit about you to the kids.
Right. Absolutely.
Like, if she didn't know how to stay in her lane.
Right. Then that's a different story. So yeah. That would be
you know what I mean?
Yeah. If she loves my kids but then talks shit about me,
right,
that's a fucking issue.
Like,
I don't care how much you love my kids at that point, because you're not going to talk shit about their mom to them or moms.
Precisely.
Like, you're not going to do that.
Like, I have my and it's no surprise, I have my opinions about your ex, but I would never say the shit that I say to you, and you and I speak about it in private. I never say that to the kids.
They have no fucking clue.
I would never.
No.
You know what I mean? Because that's their dad.
Right.
So if she overstepped and was like, well, your mom, blah, 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 then
rightfully so for that biological mom to feel the way she feels. Maybe she feels like, you know what, you crossed the line, because we don't know the full fucking story to this. We don't know why the mom is so spiteful against her.
She sounds like a twat.
But she does. She does sound like a twat.
There's an update to this.
Ooh, let's
I
hear
called the dance school, but not to have them change their decision. I gave them all the context. She lied to them and implied that I wasn't legally allowed to be there on her time, which is not true. The owner of the school says he feels completely manipulated by the mom. He apologized, offered to make it right, and said he and his wife, who are the co-owner, were comfortable with reaching out to mom and telling her that I'm the backstage mom. They also said it would never happen again. I told them that I really appreciated that they're owning up to how it went down, but I told them that I would rather take the high road and leave it at that. And so this is a step parent who loves this kid. I told them not to reach out to mom, let her have it. I also apologized to them for having to deal with the drama that should have been handled by our family privately.
Good for
the
her.
only thing that matters to me is that my stepdaughter has a wonderful experience. I could have won this, in quotes, but if that would have created even an inkling of stress for my stepdaughter on her big day, it wouldn't be worth it.
Oh, I love this stepmom.
Yeah, she's really good.
No, she's really fucking mature, honestly.
My plan is to tell my stepdaughter, hey, I know I said I'd be backstage this year, but great news, your mom wants to do it. You guys will have so much fun together. I'm glad she will be there for you. Then I'll be in the audience with a bouquet of flowers and a huge smile on my face. Oh. Aww.
That is really sweet. Take lessons, stepmamas out there who are mean to their stepkids. So no, she is not the asshole. She's an incredible stepmom who will literally do anything in her power to make her stepdaughter happy. So not the asshole.
Am I the asshole for letting my son find out my diagnosis over social media when he wouldn't talk to me alone? Long story short, because I just read all of this, but we weren't recording. So
Sorry.
This woman's son married this girl, Becky, and Becky is a bitch to the daughter, her daughter. So Becky is a bitch to her own sister-in-law, basically, her husband's sister. And so they finally had their last straw at a barbecue, and the sister ranted to the mom about, oh, I can't take Becky's shit anymore. And it got back to the son, and he was like, now you guys I'm not talking to you guys unless Becky's in the room with me. So I'll only communicate with you guys via group chat, in person, or on the phone if Becky's there to hear the whole conversation. So the mom now is like, well, that's shit. This is frustrating. Like, I feel like I don't have a relationship with you. Like, you're my son. And so she gets a breast cancer diagnosis, and she had she tried to tell her son, hey, I got to talk to you about something. It's really important. And he was like, anything you say to me, you can say to Becky as well. And she was like, never fucking mind.
No, he didn't even answer at first. She said it wasn't enough. She called. He didn't answer. So I guess it wasn't important enough.
Right. Well, whatever. He ducked and dodged. She said, I need to talk to you alone. He said no.
Yeah.
So she was like, all right, well, I have two options. I either tell him with Becky there, but I'm not comfortable telling Becky because I don't have a relationship with her like that. Or I let him find out from someone else and let this be a lesson to him. So she let him find out from someone else. The daughter posted on Instagram wishing her luck on her first, I guess, treatment. And he called his mom up and was like, you're a jerk. How come you didn't tell me? And she told him, I tried, but you told me that you won't talk to me alone unless, Becky's with you, and I didn't feel comfortable. Is she the asshole?
No, that's her diagnosis. She doesn't have to share that with anybody.
Not to mention, are you a little bitch? You can't talk to your mom without Becky there?
For real.
Like, let's give that a little bit of a fucking rest. If Jaylon ever said to me, you can't talk to a family member unless I'm there, I'd be like, sorry,
you're
for
not gonna
you.
Be there.
guess we're not gonna continue on with this relationship, right? Because I can talk to whoever the fuck I want in my family. Are you kidding? Like, imagine.
I know.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever. And what is that gonna do anyway? Even if they were, first of all, people talk shit. Families talk shit. That's what happens, right? They vent behind your back, and then it blows up. It doesn't always blow up into a fight, but then it comes to the surface and you hash it out and you move the fuck on. Or, even better, you fucking tell somebody that they pissed you off right then and there, and you squash the situation right then and there, and you move the fuck on.
Right.
Either way, family's gonna talk shit.
And not only that, but I feel like when you have somebody, especially a parent, tell you, hey, I need to talk to you and it's important. It's very important. Like, I think that you need to stop and like put your bullshit aside,
right,
and go, okay, what is so important? Because you finding out that your mom had cancer on social media, that's a you problem, because she tried
to tell you, and it's not, she doesn't, for her diagnosis, a diagnosis that she's actively admitting is really making her emotional. She doesn't feel emotionally connected to your wife because clearly your wife's a fucking controlling cunt. She doesn't have to tell your wife about how she's fearful and this and that. You're her son.
Right.
Grab yourself by the fucking balls and tell your wife to take a fucking seat because your mother's sick with cancer, and let this be a lesson to anybody out there. Don't let anybody that you're with tell you can or cannot speak to a family member unless that family member is being toxic, abusive, and a piece of shit. That your mom talked shit sort of bullshit, that's not grounds for completely
cutting them off
or drawing a wedge in the relationship. That's just a insecure little bitch
who needs to be around everything now because she wants to hear what everybody's
who wants control of everything.
The world doesn't revolve around you,
right?
Boo. Like,
today's Am I the Asshole is brought to you by narcissistic personality disorder.
I know, you've been reading all three of them are like crazy.
What the fuck?
It's true.
All these people remind me of somebody I've dealt with in my past.
Yeah, no, that one is annoying. But yeah, you can't be mad that your mom chose not to tell you at the very end because you didn't want to fucking hear it in the first place. So boo-hoo to you, bitch.
Like, Yeah, the fuck? Get a life. Seriously. Stop letting people dictate what you do with your fucking family and your life. Are you too?
And I get it. Like, if somebody talks shit about Tori and my family, right? It's not going to make me fucking happy. And I will fucking address it. But that doesn't mean if I continue to have a relationship with my family member, whoever it is that talks shit, if I continued, that doesn't mean Tori needs to be by my fucking hip every step of the way when I'm in the room with that person.
Wait, what do you mean? Give the scenario, because it's such a stupid scenario.
Right. I'm saying that if I had a family member who talked shit about you and I addressed it, that doesn't mean now that me and that family member, when we're in a room together, that you need to be by my fucking hip every time I'm with that person because you want to hear everything that goes in and out. Right. First of all, if let's say the second we clear the air, you can't talk shit about my person anymore, shut the fuck up. Okay, my bad, sorry, not happening. And then you did it again, we're going to be fighting. Like, there's no fucking way I just had this conversation with you and then you want to go at it again. Like, there's no fucking way. What didn't you comprehend?
And
you know what I mean?
And people, like, I know this is a hard pill to swallow for some people out there. People, I'll slow it down, are entitled to their opinions, whether they're good or bad. If her family on the outside is seeing something that maybe she's not seeing, they're entitled to let her know about me.
Right, but I'm talking about people who are just being assholes because they want to talk shit.
Right, but that's not even what was happening.
That's not happening here. Yeah,
in the situation.
They're just feeling the daughter vented to the mom about her sister-in-law.
Right.
But
and if I did but even still, if I did something where your mom had to go to you or whatever and say like, whoa, what the fuck was that about? Like, Tori was like really like
out of line
there or whatever. She was being a bitch or whatever the fuck. Rightfully so if I'm acting that way.
Right. Absolutely. I'm talking about, let's say they just want to talk shit just to talk shit.
Oh.
But I'm saying, but if I addressed it and they continued talking shit, that'd be a fucking problem for me. There can be no hashing there for me.
Right.
But I get if somebody said, oh, Tori's being a bitch today, like, why, what's going on with her? That's really, she's being a bitch. Okay, so let's fucking, but I'm not gonna go to Tori and hype the fucking shit up either though. Like, my family's talking shit about you. Why would I make it worse? That's adding fuel to fucking fire.
Well, that right. I'm just saying from like the perspective of, it would hurt my feelings if your parents had anything to say about me or your family members had anything bad to say about me. Of course, it would hurt my feelings, but I would never be like, now I need to be there every single time your parents are. That's your relationship with your parents. If you vented to your mom about me, which I know you don't, but if you did, and y'all went on a whole like, and your mom was just like, wow, Tori needs to get her shit together. Like, whatever the fuck it is, you're entitled to have that relationship with your mom. That's your mom.
Right. Right. But I think there's a line too, though.
Yeah, there's definitely a line.
Because Tori's right. I won't fucking vent to my mom. If me and Tori are having a shit day together, my family knows nothing. They think that everything here is peachy keen. And that's how I want to keep it for them. I don't want them to stress out. Not that it's not, but like, our little fights that we get into, I don't go and vent. I keep that in because I know at the end of the day, whatever I got going on in my house is going to stay between me and my fiance, and me and her are going to figure it the fuck out.
Well, we don't really fight like that.
No, I'm talking about when we bicker or when there's something that's bothering us. That doesn't mean I need to go to my parents.
Like this week sort of shit?
Yeah, like this week, how we were just like not right. We were off. So I never once went to my mother because I know my relationship with her is going to be fine and we're going to work it out. We're just like every other fucking couple. We get into our little shit and we fix it. Right? But if my family went and talked shit and said something out of line, I wouldn't fucking appreciate it.
Of course.
That would piss me the fuck off. It doesn't say, oh, but well, because that's your mom or that's your sister, it's okay because that you guys can still have that. No, I never want my family to ever think that they have that right to talk shit about her.
Right.
Like that would not slide for me.
Right. I'm just saying, going back to the situation, if somebody was talking shit about me, I wouldn't, like...
But that's if you're actually being, let's say, cranky pants.
No, right. But listen, if Ghani and your mom...
Yeah.
Somehow it got back to me that they said something about me.
Mm-hmm.
The thought of, okay, every time you're on the phone with Ghani or your mom, I have to be there. That would never cross my mind.
That's crazy.
Like, I would never... That doesn't... First of all, it doesn't make sense. And secondly, like...
She's insecure, babe. She has to, like, really know every fucking thing, or else she feels like people are talking shit about her.
Right. Anyway, I don't think...
Your mom's the
The
asshole.
mom's the asshole.
No.
And good luck with your treatment. We wish you all the best.
Yes.
Am I the asshole for refusing to move from a comfy chair in a coffee shop? I, 23 female, recently moved to a new place and I'm getting to know my neighborhood. A week ago, I found a small coffee shop with great cake. So yesterday I went for a coffee. I freelance. So I set down my hours. The coffee shop... So I set my own hours. The coffee shop is relatively small with under 10 tables available. I sat at the most comfortable looking chair in the shop, one of 4 chairs at the biggest table. I was a little into my drink and cake when a group of 4 middle-aged people asked me if I could move so they could sit together there. All 4 were on the larger size, and I could understand how they would be uncomfortable on other seats in the shop. The one I was sitting in had high back, armrests, and was plush with soft leather. I, however, would also like to sit comfortably. I told them they were free to take the other 3 chairs and pull an extra one to the table. They told me they had something to discuss among themselves and would appreciate if I move. Again, I told them I liked the chair and I was there first, so I would not move. They grumbled about selfish youngsters, gave me the stink eye, and asked the shop to make their orders to go. When I told my family about this, my mom told me it was selfish of me to take the table for 4 when I was there by myself. Am I the asshole? Edit, yes, there were plenty of other tables for 4 people. One would seat 6, but cramped in a corner. The chairs at other tables are not as comfortable.
So this would be a tough one for me. I would say yes and no.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. Only because, okay, to be honest, where I get a little fucked up is these women, because what I don't like is entitlement.
Exactly, yes.
If the 4 women walked in expecting nothing, and I saw them and they're middle-aged and they're on the bigger size, whatever, and there were no other chairs.
Well, there was other chairs that are just not comfortable.
Then she's not the asshole. How can you walk into a coffee shop just because you're a certain size? And again, this has nothing to do with size, but just because you're older, right? You expect this person to get up. Like, that's like me walking into a restaurant and just assuming, like, picking a table that I like and walking up to the table while somebody's sitting and being like, yeah, can you get up so I can sit there?
Yeah.
Who the fuck do you think you are? I don't care how old you are, how big you are. Who the fuck do you think you are?
Right.
I was here. I've been sitting here.
The only time I'll give my seat up, is if the person is pregnant or they're old and they need to sit down.
Right. That's what I'm saying. If there's no chairs left, like that time that you and I were at the Cheesecake Factory and that woman with her newborn baby that she was holding, everybody was waiting.
Oh, I was so irritated.
And there were 2 young kids sitting, like, they had to be 18 19,
yeah.
sitting, a couple, waiting, and they got a seat. And here's this, and they're staring right at this young mother who's
with her newborn,
holding a baby, a bag, a diaper bag with her newborn. You would think that these 18 and 19-year-olds would fucking get up and be like, hey, you sit. Right. There's nowhere else to sit. You sit. Take my seat. That I would understand.
Yeah.
But there's a full house, not a full house, a full house of chairs.
And there's 4 seats. You can sit down. There's a table of 4. You can sit down.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
You get what you get and you don't get upset.
The only reason I said it can go both ways is because, like I said, if they're an older family, like out of respect, my ass would have been like, all right, yeah, sure, I get it. But
I'm sorry.
Tori would be like, no, sit your ass back down.
We were fucking sitting here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, literally
That's
the
our
entitlement that they would go up to. So I could never go up to someone and be like, yeah, can you guys move so we could sit here?
Hey, is it okay if we...
Are we
fuck
crazy?
you?
No.
I'm sorry, but no.
Yeah.
Go find somewhere else to sit.
I don't think she's an asshole now that I'm thinking about it.
Because where do you draw the line if it's like, oh, well, they're older, so, okay, fine. Oh, well, they're middle-aged, so let them sit, okay? Oh, they're...
Middle-aged is one thing. The thing is, it's not like she had the only seat, is what I'm saying. There's other tables that fit 4 people at a table.
Right.
So it's one thing if she had the last table that sat 4 people. That's when I would have gotten up and said, well, I am one person. I can go sit at a one-person table.
Exactly.
But because she said there's other tables with 4 seats. And she even said, you can share the table with me. Just bring another seat.
Right.
You know? And they still didn't want that.
And they were still like,
talk amongst ourselves.
No, get the fuck up. Because what we have to talk about is so fucking important.
Right.
So you 4 dumb bitches walked into no, seriously. I can't take entitlement. I cannot. I can't fucking stand entitled. Because you know how I am. I'm the type of person that'll give the shirt off of my back for somebody.
Yeah.
She's
literally had that done the other day.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, it wasn't off my back. It wasn't off your back,
but you got back in your car and drove all the way home just to get this kid a shirt.
Right. So me, I'm the furthest from if anything, the only thing I think I'm entitled to is somebody rubbing my face in dog shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would step in lay in shit to make somebody else feel comfortable with themselves. Stranger, person I care about. That's who I am.
Yeah.
So to have these 4 cunt waffles walk into a fucking...
I've never heard of a cunt waffle.
It's because I just made it up. Walk into a fucking a coffee shop and assume that, oh, well, she's younger. She's just going to get up. And what do you have to talk about, you middle-aged twats?
They have to talk about Becky.
Probably. Like, what's so important? Are you guys like starting a secret society to save the world? What's so fucking important?
And they took their food to go.
Yeah, right. And then you go take your food to go anyway. To go sit in a park.
So mad. They didn't get the seats, so they had to leave.
You didn't get what you wanted.
Oh, really? That is such
and so
a childish behavior.
You're having a tantrum about it.
Oh my God. For real. They're like, oh, you don't want to sit. We're going to take our food and go.
But just imagine you're at just really put yourself in that position. You're at a coffee shop. It's not full. It's an empty coffee shop, right? There's plenty of chairs. 4 women walk up to you out of nowhere and they're like, hey, do you mind getting up out of your comfortable seat so that we can sit? You mean to tell me you'd be like, oh, sure. Looking around, seeing that there are plenty of seats they could sit in.
Not when there's a bunch of other seats. I would have, like I said, if it was 4 of them and 1 of me and I can go sit at a single table.
Right. I wouldn't think it was entitled if the place was packed.
That. Right.
And they were like, hey, my legs are really bad. I can't really stand too long. Do you mind getting up so I can sit? No, not at all.
Right.
Sit down.
That's a different.
If you have nowhere else to sit, absolutely. But there's this fucking table there. There's a table for 6 over there. Like she said, they're a little bit bigger. So fine, table for 6 should work. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. There's room.
Figure it out. But don't go to somebody. I feel like that's ridiculous.
That's entitlement. And I don't know who raised you, but...
And the fact that they're like... these youngins, as if we're the issues,
right? Not like, oh, these fucking boomers who think that they're entitled to shit. Like, are we kidding? These youngsters. Oh, sorry, the youngster was there first and you could easily go sit in another fucking seat.
For real.
Let's see.
Let's do one more, baby.
Am I the asshole for not having an excited reaction to my wife's surprise early Father's Day gift?
Oh,
34 male here. I'm not sure how to start this, so I'll just get right to it. My wife surprised me with a gift that when presented, I didn't really have the best reaction.
Uh-oh.
She had the day off and wanted to have a day with her friend to watch Bridgerton and drink mimosas. Since she was having her day with her girlfriend, I decided to get a couple rounds of disc golf in. I get off of work and do the daily chores, garbage, walk dog, feed myself. As I'm leaving to walk the dog, I tell the wife that I'm going to go play disc golf after I'm done. To which she replies, well, maybe you shouldn't. I'll tell you when you get back. This already kind of dampened my mood as I had a long day of getting some light exercise in some clear weather. Sounded quite nice. Not to mention I've made said plans with a couple people, which now I may have to cancel. Not the biggest deal, right? Now that's out of the way, here's the meat and potatoes. She got me a grill, and not only that, I have to now go pick up said grill, assemble it, and prepare dinner for guests because it's nice out. She invited friends over for me to cook for.
Wait, this is all on Father's Day?
It's his early Father's Day present. It was presented in a manner of, I got you a grill and invited our friends over, and when you get it put together, you can put it to use. Needless to say, my internal self was screaming, and the stress meter moved up a bit. I gave a, oh, cool, and tried my hardest not to seem ungrateful, but the surprise seemed very impulsive and just created a ton of work for me to do. So I canceled my plans. Wife canceled the pickup order due to my ungrateful attitude. We are now going to go out to eat with said people, and we are now in a fight. Am I the asshole? No.
Let's say the tables were fucking turned.
Right.
Let's say it's Mother's Day and your husband was like, yeah, I'm going to need you to get in the kitchen and start making dinner because I have a whole bunch of people coming over, and fuck your plans because, you know, they don't fucking matter. And I want you to do what I want for your Mother's Day.
Imagine how disgusting it would be if he bought his wife a new pot and pan set and was like, this is for Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, baby. Now you get to cook a whole meal for all the people I just invited. She'd look at him. Right. She'd look at him and be like, divorce.
Fuck yeah. That is so fucking wrong of her. Like on so many levels. Mother's Day, Father's Day, these dates, these once a year dates are meant for them specifically, so you do what works for them. So if if he wanted to go fucking golfing, bye, I got you. Go golfing. When you come home, I got dinner ready for you. I will do what I gotta do. Everything will be taken care of.
Right.
Because I expect the same treatment on Mother's Day. I don't want to be doing anything on Mother's Day other than what Jaylon wants to do.
And the gift for Mother's Day should be something that the person would enjoy, not have to labor and do.
I fucking love that you said that. Can I say why?
Why?
Okay, so Tori got me a vanity, and I can't stand when it's Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, all of these days, and these people buy gifts thinking that that's what the mother or their Valentine or whatever wants. Example is lingerie. I can't fucking stand when I get lingerie, and I'll tell you why. Because that isn't for me. That is for your partner. That is for their enjoyment. Right. Because what if I don't want to get down and dirty and get in lingerie? What if I just wanted to fucking lay in bed and be a fucking potato all day?
Right.
But no, you're basically telling me I want to get down and dirty. You know what I mean? Right. So when you got me the vanity, babe, that melted my heart because you've known I've always wanted one.
And you sure as fuck didn't have to put it together. Imagine I got you the vanity and was like, all right, now assemble it yourself.
All right, you got it.
That's another thing. So not only did you get him a grill that he needs to cook on, but he also has to put it together.
Right.
So he's got to put the grill together himself and then cook for the entire house.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Absolutely not.
I think you need to think of better gifts. You should have probably gotten him like tickets to his favorite basketball game.
Yeah.
Or something
or let
fun.
him make his own plans and just tell him, babe, I'll be home. Or if you, whatever, make plans, together of something that makes it special for him.
Like on Mother's Day, I wasn't with her on Mother's Day, but she was okay with that because all she wanted was to be with her kids and to just relax.
Yeah.
And she got to do that. I felt bad still because I went to go see my mom. And like, obviously, I wish we could all be together on Mother's Day. You know what I mean? But like, that was what once her kids came home and she was able to spend time with them, that was what she wanted to do.
That's my Mother's Day is with my kids. Like, I think that's my time with them, especially on that day. We don't do what I want. I mean, at the end of the day, we do what they want, but that's
For now.
right. For now, till they get older and they can
Actually
do things
treat you.
for me.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it. I enjoy playing basketball with them. That's what we did on Mother's Day. That's what they wanted. You know, like I love to do that. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Tori going and spending time with her mom. I love that she does that. And I will never feel for a second that like I'm being gypped because Tori's not with me. No, I think she needs to be with her mom. Her mom needs both her kids around her and her grandkids around her. So I think that's how it's going to be. And I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you definitely do not get your partner, male, female, something that gives
benefits you.
Right. Something that gives them more work or benefits you.
Right.
Like if she wanted to give me a gift, she could get herself lingerie and put it on and wear it.
Yeah, but that would be the same thing. It's like, what if you're not down for it? You're like, bitch, when am I never down for it?
Okay, stupid.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm always down.
But no, I think that, I don't know.
Somebody wrote, not the asshole, your wife surprised you with a job, not a gift.
Exactly. Enough said in that one little sentence.
Yep.
That's
yeah,
ridiculous.
You don't do that.
And then she wants to be mad, babe. She wants to be fucking mad at dinner.
Yeah, like, shut the fuck up. Oh my God, these people are pissing me off.
Oh, I'm not going to talk to you now because we have to go out to eat instead of us entertaining people at the house that you didn't know about on your Father's Day treatment. Bitch, I wish he did the same to you.
And the thing is he had to make it known as well. She got time with her friends.
Yeah.
Didn't he say in the beginning?
I think so, yeah.
She was like spending time with her friends or something.
Meanwhile,
like that.
he was running around doing all this other stuff.
So take several seats, you dumb hoe.
You dumb hoe.
Learn how to be a wife.
If I was him, honestly, clearly she doesn't care about you or think about you. I would literally... All right, guys. So I think that's it. Am I the asshole?
That is all she wrote. These people are pissing me off.
I know. You could tell Tori's fucking over it.
Yeah.
Y'all gone and pissed off my fiance. Now I got to put up with it.
I don't like entitled, inconsiderate people.
No, she doesn't.
I really don't. It's annoying. Anyway.
Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a patron. We really appreciate you patrons out there. It means a lot to us for still supporting us. We love you.
Yeah. Some of the patrons have already started guessing what our announcement is. Keep guessing. We love to see it. And we can't wait to for all the changes that are coming.
Yes.
So
very excited about it.
We love you guys.
Love you guys.
Thank you for being here. Bye, y'all.
Bye.